It sounds like you're looking for a speech centered on the theme of being alone but strong. Here's a comprehensive speech with a length appropriate for about 900 words. Alone but strong, a journey of resilience. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something we all experience at some point in our lives, being alone, but not just being alone in the sense of physical solitude. I'm talking about the emotional and mental solitude we sometimes face, the moments when we feel disconnected from others or when life throws challenges at us that seem too big to handle. But most importantly, I want to talk about the strength that lies in these moments of solitude, the nature of loneliness. We often associate loneliness with weakness, with vulnerability. Our society places a great deal of emphasis on connection, on having people around us to share our experiences, our joys, and our sorrows. And while relationships are crucial to our well-being, it is important to recognize that loneliness is not synonymous with defeat. In fact, it can be an incredibly powerful force for growth and personal development. When you're alone, whether by circumstance or choice, there's an opportunity to learn who you truly are, beyond the labels and expectations that others might place on you. You're not living for anyone else but for yourself. And this is where the seeds of strength are planted. The power of solitude. Being alone gives us the space to reflect, to introspect, and to reconnect with our inner selves. In solitude, we come face to face with our fears, our doubts, and our limitations. But if we embrace these moments instead of running from them, we realize that we are stronger than we ever believed. Think about the times in your life when you faced challenges. Were they not the moments where you had to dig deep to pull from reserves you didn't even know you had? Whether it was a personal loss, a difficult career choice, or an overwhelming moment of uncertainty, those moments when you had to stand alone are often the ones that shape us into who we are meant to be. Solitude is a path to strength. There's a saying that goes, the strongest people are not those who show strength in front of others, but those who win battles we know nothing about. When we're alone, there's no audience, no external expectations. It's just us and the challenge. And sometimes the battles we face alone are the ones that reveal the true extent of our strength. I'm sure many of you can relate to this. There are moments in life where we feel like we're carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders. We may feel as though no one truly understands what we're going through. But in those moments, we have two choices. We can let the burden break us, or we can find a way to keep going. Strength doesn't always look like what we see in movies or on social media. It's not always loud, obvious, or glamorous. Sometimes strength is silent. It's the quiet resolve to face another day when you feel like giving up. It's the decision to pick yourself up after every setback, no matter how many times you've fallen. It's the ability to stand tall, even when you feel small. The gifts of solitude. One of the greatest gifts of being alone is the ability to discover who you truly are without the noise and distractions of the world. When we are alone, we are forced to be honest with ourselves. It's easy to get lost in the opinions of others, to let external voices define us. But in solitude, we hear our own voice clearly for the first time in a while. We learn to trust our intuition and instincts because we don't have anyone else's opinion to cloud our judgment. Another gift of solitude is resilience. Being alone doesn't make you weaker, it can actually make you more resilient. The more we face difficult situations on our own, the more we learn to adapt, to find solutions, and to become resourceful. These moments teach us that we don't need anyone's approval to succeed, and that our ability to rise above our circumstances is entirely within our own hands. The strength of self-reliance. Self-reliance is perhaps the greatest strength we can cultivate. When we learn to rely on ourselves, we become less dependent on others for validation, approval, or comfort. We realize that we have the power to create our own happiness, to shape our own destiny. This self-sufficiency gives us the confidence to face anything that comes our way because we know that we are capable of handling it. Of course, this doesn't mean that we should isolate ourselves completely or shut others out. Human connection is vital. But when we are alone, we learn to lean into ourselves, to trust that we have the resilience and the strength to navigate life's challenges on our own terms. And that is a power that can never be taken away. The beauty of being alone, yet strong. So what does it mean to be alone but strong? It means embracing solitude as a powerful tool for self-discovery. It means facing your fears and challenges head on, even when no one is watching. It means knowing that even in your most vulnerable moments, you are capable of rising above your circumstances and finding strength within yourself. We may not always choose the times when we are alone, but we can choose how we respond. In the end, it is through the quiet, solitary moments that we discover the depth of our inner strength. And that strength, once realized, can carry us through any storm. Thank you. This speech emphasizes the strength gained from moments of solitude and self-reliance and can resonate with audiences facing various challenges. Would you like any specific adjustments or additions? Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. We live in a world that often celebrates the idea of togetherness. From friendships to family bonds, from teamwork to collaboration, it's easy to believe that we can only thrive when surrounded by others. But what about the times when we find ourselves alone, when there's no one else around, no one to rely on, and the only voice we hear is our own? In these moments, many might feel vulnerable or weak, but I want to propose a different perspective. In the times when we are alone, we are given a unique opportunity. We can be resilient and we can be empowered. And most importantly, we can emerge from our solitude, not just unchanged, but stronger. Alone. Alone doesn't mean weak, as society sometimes makes us believe. Alone means space for reflection, growth, and self-discovery. The word alone often carries a negative connotation linked to feelings of loneliness, isolation, and abandonment. But I urge you to think of it differently. To be alone is to have the opportunity to focus on yourself, to reconnect with your inner strength. When you are alone, there is no one else's expectations pulling at you. There's no pressure to conform, no need to meet other standards or follow anyone else's path. You're free to create your own direction. Alone is the canvas upon which you paint the masterpiece of your own life. You can hear your thoughts clearly without external distractions and begin to understand what truly matters to you. During the quiet, solitary moments, we often discover things about ourselves that we never knew existed. We learn who we really are when there's no one else around to shape our identity. Alone, we come face to face with our fears, our insecurities, and our dreams. And it is in these moments that we start to find the strength within us to overcome whatever challenges lie ahead. Resilient. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to stay strong in the face of life's difficulties. And resilience is something that grows most powerfully in times of solitude. When we're alone, we can no longer rely on others to comfort or protect us. The weight of our struggles falls squarely on our own shoulders, but it is through facing these challenges that we build the resilience we need to keep moving forward. Think of the times when you faced hardship alone, whether it was a personal loss, a failure, or a moment of deep uncertainty. These are the moments that test your strength, the moments when you must decide whether you will rise or remain down. Resilience doesn't come from having everything handed to you. It comes from navigating through the tough times, learning from them, and emerging stronger. When we face struggles alone, we learn that we are capable of withstanding more than we thought possible. We discover that there are depths within us, strength, determination, courage that we didn't know existed. And the more we draw on this inner resilience, the stronger we become, not just in moments of solitude, but in every area of our lives. Each time we rise after being knocked down, we become more resilient, better equipped to face future challenges. Being alone doesn't mean you are weak or broken. It means you are being shaped into a person who knows how to stand tall, no matter how tough the circumstances may be. Empowered. The final word I want to focus on today is empowerment. When you learn to rely on yourself in moments of solitude, when you discover your resilience, you also unlock a deep sense of empowerment. Empowerment comes from knowing that you are in control of your own life. It comes from realizing that you do not need to depend on others to find your strength or happiness. Empowerment in solitude is the belief that you are enough, that you have everything you need within you to face whatever comes your way. It is the recognition that you can take charge of your own future, that you are the author of your own story. You do not need to wait for others to approve of you or tell you what you are capable of. When you are alone, you learn that your power lies within your ability to act, to decide, and to make choices that align with your true self. Empowerment is about standing tall in your own truth without the need for validation from others. It is the confidence that comes from knowing that even in your most vulnerable moments, you can rise, adapt, and succeed. This empowerment doesn't mean you will never face difficult times. It doesn't mean you won't encounter moments of doubt or fear, but it means that you are equipped with the strength and the belief that you can handle anything that life throws at you. Conclusion. Mm. So the next time you find yourself alone, I challenge you to view it not as a weakness, but as an opportunity to be resilient, to face your fears, to reflect on who you are and what you are capable of. And most importantly, an opportunity to feel empowered, knowing that your strength doesn't come from others, but from within. Alone, resilient, empowered. These are not just words, they are the foundation upon which you can build a life of confidence, strength, and purpose. You are never truly alone if you learn to tap into the strength that resides within you. You are more powerful than you know. Thank you. Thank you. This speech elaborates on the theme of being alone and using that solitude to build resilience and empowerment. If you'd like further adjustments or a different tone, feel free to let me know.